Can something as simple as salt hold spiritual power? In Islam, even the most ordinary things become extraordinary through intention, dua, and divine wisdom. Across the Muslim world, a quiet but powerful method exists, sprinkling salt in a specific way, with the remembrance of Allah to recover debts, cleanse negative energy, and even make enemies seek forgiveness. This isn't superstition. It's deeply rooted in Islamic practice, lived experiences, and real stories happening today. Stay with us as we explore this hidden gem of spiritual empowerment through the lens of the Quran and real believers. Have you ever used salt spiritually? Comment yes if you've heard of this before, or if you're open to learning. The spiritual nature of salt in Islam. Salt is more than just seasoning. It's one of the most spiritually symbolic elements in many cultures, and Islam is no exception. It's recorded in the traditions that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, would sometimes begin and end his meals with a pinch of salt. Why? Scholars suggest that salt represents purity, preservation, and protection, both physically and spiritually. Across the Muslim world, families have long practiced sprinkling salt at the entrances of homes or adding it to water for spiritual cleansing. When done with sincere dua, especially verses of the Quran like Ayat al-Kursi, Surah al-Falaq, or An-Nas, it's believed to help clear spiritual disturbances, remove envy, and protect the home from negative energy. In countries like Morocco, Sudan, and Malaysia, it's common to find believers who use blessed salt as part of ruqyah sessions or personal spiritual routines. When debts weigh heavily or conflict tears families apart, salt becomes more than a mineral. It becomes a means, under Allah's permission, to restore balance and peace. Although the Quran does not mention salt by name, it emphasizes the power of intention and invocation. Surah al-Baqarah 2:186 reminds us, "When my servants ask you concerning me, indeed I am near. I respond to the call of the supplicant when he calls upon me." Have you seen salt used for spiritual protection in your culture or family? Share your story below. We're learning from each other. Real case study. Debt paid after salt plus dua. In 2024, a woman from Lahore, Pakistan, shared a story that quickly gained attention in spiritual circles. She had been waiting over 8 months for a business partner to repay her. The amount? More than 500,000 Pakistani rupees, a life-changing sum for her struggling family. Each time she called, he made excuses, delayed, or avoided her entirely. Frustrated and hopeless, she turned to a respected spiritual advisor in her community. His advice was simple but firm. Use salt as a witness and the name of Allah as your key. He instructed her to sprinkle salt in the 4 corners of her home every Friday, immediately after Jumu'ah Salah, and to recite Ya Razzaq, one of the 99 names of Allah, meaning the provider, exactly 313 times. She was told not to obsess over results, but to do it with faith and sincerity. Within 3 weeks, something unexpected happened. Without her asking, the man contacted her. Not only did he apologize, but he transferred the full amount, with a small extra payment as late fees from his own will. She was stunned. This wasn't coincidence. This was ruqyah through remembrance, invoking Allah's names and using natural halal means to shift unseen spiritual blockages. Quranic parallel, Surah At-Talaq 65, 2-3. And whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out, and will provide for him from where he does not expect. This isn't magic. It's the power of sincerity, intention, and belief in Allah's names. Salt is just a tool. Allah is the one who provides. Do you believe Allah can return what was taken from you in unexpected ways? Comment, Allah provides if you trust His unseen help. Enemies begging for forgiveness. The salt. Sincerity connection. Hatred and slander can crush our hearts, But Islam shows us a path from bitterness to mercy. In Jakarta, Indonesia, a young man named Ahmad faced ruthless rumors spread by former friends. His reputation was tarnished, his spirit wounded. Desperate, he confided in a local imam who taught him a gentle yet profound ritual. Write the names of those who slandered him on small slips of paper. If their names were unknown, he simply visualized their faces in his heart. Sprinkle a pinch of sea salt over each paper, invoking the symbol of purification. Recite the invocation As-Salam, the source of peace, and Ya Latif, the most subtle, 201 times daily. Pray sincerely for their guidance and well-being, asking Allah to soften their hearts and draw them back to truth. Ahmad followed these steps for 10 consecutive days after Fajr prayer. He didn't seek vengeance. Instead, he prayed for them as if they were his own family. On the 10th evening, 2 of his former friends reached out in tears, confessing their wrongdoing, begging for forgiveness, and expressing deep remorse. Their hostility had melted into genuine humility. This is not sorcery or manipulation. It is ruqya through pure intention and the invocation of Allah's beautiful names, using an ordinary element as a conduit. In Islam, we repel evil with that which is better, transforming harm with mercy. Quranic connection, Surah Fussilat 41:34, reminds us, repel evil with that which is better. Then the one between whom and you there was hatred will become as though he was a devoted friend. This story illustrates how, by combining sincerity, dua, and a simple pinch of salt, we invite Allah's mercy to purify hearts and mend broken relationships. Have you ever seen an enemy turn into a friend, or someone who wronged you come back to make peace? Comment, hearts change, if you've witnessed this transformative mercy. How to use salt Islamically, step-by-step guide. Now that we've seen the power of spiritual intention, here's a safe and simple method shared by many Islamic spiritual counselors, from North Africa to Southeast Asia, on how to use salt Islamically for energy clearing, emotional healing, and divine assistance. This isn't a spell or ritual magic. It's a Dhikr-based practice, using a pure, natural substance as a carrier for Barakah, just like water, incense, or olive oil in ruqya. Step-by-step guide. Take a small pinch of coarse salt, preferably sea salt or Himalayan salt, untouched by impurities. Begin with Bismillah and recite Ayat al-Kursi, Surah al-Baqarah 255, over the salt. Recite the name of Allah connected to your need, Ya Razzaq, the provider. For financial difficulties or unpaid debts, Ya Latif, the most subtle. For softening hearts, healing conflict, or clearing emotional blockages, As-Salam, the source of peace. For restoring peace in your home, sprinkle the salt clockwise. Around the 4 corners of your home, start at the main door. Or over a paper with an intention written, such as a debt slip or a person's name you're praying for. End with the Mu'awwidatayn, Surah Al-Falaq 113, and Surah An-Nas 114, for spiritual protection from the unseen. Note, do this with clean intentions, without pride or desire for control. You are not commanding outcomes. You're submitting to Allah's mercy using symbolic tools He made halal. This is a form of Dhikr, a spiritual reminder that Allah is close, and His power flows even through the simplest of things. Quranic echo. Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth are signs for people who reflect. Surah Al-Imran 3:190. Would you try this method? What other spiritual tools do you use in your home for protection or barakah? Let's exchange knowledge in the comments. Warnings against shirk and cultural extremes. It's important to remember, Islam is rooted in Tawheed, the oneness of Allah. Power comes from Him alone, not from objects, not even from salt. Salt is only a means, just like a spoon delivers food but doesn't create it. If someone instructs you to use salt without prayer, or claims salt itself has power to fix your life, be cautious. That line of thinking can slip toward shirk, the gravest sin in Islam. Our deen is balanced. It allows us to use tools, like water in ruqya or honey for healing, but always with the understanding that Allah is the true source of all effect. Quran reminder, Surah Yunus, 10:106. And do not invoke besides Allah that which neither benefits you nor harms you, for if you did, then indeed you would be of the wrongdoers. Let the salt remind you of purity, not power. Let your dua be the action, and Allah the responder. Have you seen cultural practices that blur the line between tradition and shirk? Share your thoughts. Let's help each other stay on the straight path. Salt is simple, but in the hands of a believer, with sincere dua and faith in Allah, it can become a tool of peace, justice, and spiritual transformation. Whether you're waiting on a debt to be paid, navigating conflict with someone close, or just seeking more barakah in your home, Allah has opened many doors for healing and help. Don't underestimate what He's already placed within your reach. Use what is halal, pair it with His beautiful names, and stay consistent in dhikr and gratitude. The results may come in unexpected ways, but they always come when you trust Him. Let's revive these gentle, forgotten practices, not with superstition, but with submission to the one who heals all hearts and provides for all needs. If this message helped open your eyes to spiritual tools in Islam, share it to help someone else. Comment, Barakah activated, if you're ready to start using what Allah has already given you.